Das letzte Lied von gerade eben war aus Undertale. So, Story Mode. Weitermachen mit Aegis. Mal schauen, wie oft wir heute kämpfen dürfen und wie viel lesen.
Oh, sheesh, wow. You're definitely a pro when it comes to fighting.
I'm sorry, are you all right?
Yeah, but boy, I didn't stand a chance against you. Hey, what's all this about you being a robot?
She's upset by her loss, but seems cheerful. She didn't show this open-mindedness before the fight. Perhaps, as with Kanji-san, I could make peace with her by... No. It is vain of me to think that is possible. Her words echo in my mind. It doesn't even count as self-sacrifice for a machine. It's just what you're programmed to do. I hate to admit it, but her observation is correct.
I may seem like a ridiculous machine to you, but I'm still...
Huh? I never said that. Wait.
Hello,
You're not
Test.
acting like you did before the fight. I'm surprised that you're a robot, but what gives?
Ji-san looked stupefied. Her expression confuses me as well. She stated it clearly, yet she doesn't remember. Then something hit me. Didn't things go similarly with Kanji-san as well? Could it be that something was done to the participants? No, I should avoid drawing conclusions based solely on speculation. Besides, there's something I must do first.
That reminds me, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Aegis.
Alte Final Fantasy Teile, ja, also das Lied an sich, das war aus Undertale, oder die Version. Aber das ist, glaube ich, eine Parodie auf die Oper von Final Fantasy VI, wenn ich mich richtig erinnere. Daher klang es wahrscheinlich sehr ähnlich wie das eine Zeug aus Final Fantasy VI. Ja, übrigens, Abstimmung auch mal anmachen. Damit wir wissen, was wir danach spielen.
Looks like we let our fists say too much before we opened our mouths.
I saw the introductory video. You're Chie Satonaka, correct?
Yep. Oh, you can just call me Chie.
The carnivore who's discarded womanhood.
Okay, you didn't need to bring that part up, and I didn't discard anything. I can use a persona, but I'm just an ordinary high school student. I go to Yasugami High. So anyways, are you, seriously a machine? No foolin'?
Yes. I was created as a weapon for a certain purpose. It may be difficult to explain to you.
Nah, I can tell from the fight you're telling the truth. Huh, so you're not cosplaying. Then again, it'd be pretty nuts for someone to come out here to cosplay.
Speaking of which, Chie-san, can you tell me what this place, this world, is? I confess that I am looking for someone. While pursuing them, I heard the rumor about going inside TVs and ended up here.
Oh, right. You can use a persona. That's how you got into the TV. Where should I start? I don't know exactly how it works, but this place is supposedly a realm formed by human thought.
By thought? Does that mean this is someone's mental landscape?
I guess so.
Then we've physically entered a mental world? Through a TV, no less? How can this be?
To tell the truth, I never understood it so well myself. There was this insane monster thing around town up until early spring. It created this whole world, and I got my persona because of what happened in here.
Chie-san folds her arms with a troubled look on her face.
Come to think of it, all this stuff should have been over and done with. But you see that ad showing on the monitor over there? It suddenly started getting shown on TV in reality. There's no way we were gonna stand for that crap to be shown. So that's why me and my friends came in here to put a stop to it.
Your friends are here as well?
Yeah, a couple. Also, that Teddy guy who's hosting this, plus the girl Rise who's serving as commentator. They're my friends too. But they're acting so weird.
She lets out a sigh.
Oh, sorry, listen to me, babbling away. Do you think you can find this person you're looking for? Actually, could whoever it is get in here? I don't think normal people can enter the TV.
To tell you the truth, I have already encountered one such person, but...
I tell her about the girl I saw. I give her all the details that I can remember. I recall that she called herself the student council president. She did not seem aware that she was inside the TV.
Oh, you mean the girl who was calling herself the student council president? Yeah, I saw her too. She was yelling into a bullhorn to stop this foolishness, but then she ran off saying she was gonna go talk to the tournament's host.
She was wearing the same skirt that you are, Chie-san. It seems to be part of a uniform. Are you acquainted with her?
No, I don't know her. It's funny, that girl said she was elected last week. But if I remember right, our student council president was a guy.
I have many doubts about her. I must meet her again and figure her out.
Thank you. I now have a better understanding of the situation. Well then, I should be going now. I would like it if you could come along, but...
I know, I can't leave here, right? I'll stay put for now.
I will come back for you later. You may find it hard to trust me, but...
No, I believe you.
Chie-san replies unhesitatingly.
I've been through so much over this past year that I'm pretty confident I can read people. Honestly, though, what other choice do I have? If you run into any of my friends, tell them I'm okay.
I will.
After wiping the dust from her right hand with her sleeve, Chie-san extends it to me.
Aiga-san, right? So, if this was some fighting manga, we'd beat the tar out of each other, then shake hands in the end as best friends. A powerful enemy can become a powerful friend, you know?
I clasp her hand. She smiled in embarrassment.
Friendship can do amazing things. I saw that for myself last year. And you and I can be friends too, so, you don't need to talk like you're just an object.
Chie-san.
Don't look at me like that. You're embarrassing me. Come on, get going. Go! Hurry!
Yes, I'll see you later.
Yeah. Energized by Chie-san's words, I run towards the entrance. I turn around and wave to Chie-san. There's more at stake than Labrys. I must protect these people. I swear vow to myself and leave. As I exit the gymnasium, I remain cautious while running down the hallway. Suddenly, I pick up a response on my transmitter, which has been silent until now. I stop and focus on picking up the signal.
Guess you hear... Can you hear me, I guess?
The static key transmission soon becomes clear. It is a voice I recognize very well.
Mitsuru-san?
Good. It seems you're all right, too. It's been quite a while since I last used my persona in this manner. To think it would be useful in a place like this.
Is Akihiko-san with you?
No, we were separated, but I can still sense him. I doubt he'll be defeated that easily.
She's speaking not out of carelessness, but trust. I know, because I feel the same.
I'm sure you're aware by now, but although we came in search of Labrys, we appear to have been dragged into another incident. Don't worry about meeting up for now. Under the present conditions, we'd only end up fighting amongst ourselves.
Understood.
I don't know how Labrys ties into this situation yet, but be careful.
Before I can answer, the static grows louder and the transmission ends. Knowing that Mitsuru-san and Agihiko-san are okay gives me room to breathe. The invisible walls are everywhere along the hallways, forcing me down a particular path. I follow the route. Soon enough I can see the shoe lockers up ahead. It seems I'm back at the entrance. When I reach the entrance, the monitor nearby turns on as if it were waiting for me. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Spiele könnten wir auch irgendwann mal spielen. Ich habe damals so ein Ding für ein Gamecube gehabt. Das war war ähnlich wie das, bloß mehr Kampf und bisschen weniger Story-Zeug. Aber hat, glaube ich, die Hauptstory, den Anfang, so ein bisschen erzählt. Oder irgendwie sowas. Weiß nicht mehr genau. Und halt mit den Kämpfen und so weiter. Es war ganz cool. Wenn ich rausfinde, wie das nochmal heißt und so weiter, kann man das auch mal spielen. As usual, it is General Teddy. I took a defensive stance. This appears to be the arena for my next battle.
You're pretty good for a latecomer.
Mehrere Lieder, die so... Kann gut sein, dass verschiedene Lieder sich so anhören wie das. Welche Konsole? GameCube. Nintendo GameCube. Ich glaube, das war Budokai. Ich weiß bloß nicht, ob das war. The instant General Teddy appears on the TV, my senses pick up that noise again. My suspicion turns into certainty. General Teddy is doing something before the matches. Whatever it is makes the opponent belligerent or something similar. I can assume that neither Kanji-san nor Chi-san were acting like themselves before the battle. That would explain why none of our stories were consistent afterwards.
Well then, bring out the next opponent!
Ich google mal schnell. Ne, es war Budokai. Einfach nur Budokai. Moment. Bild. Das war's. Das hatte ich mal. I hear light footsteps. A young man wearing his head low arrives.
Naturally, of the three of you, you're the one I encounter first.
He shrugs his shoulders and pulls the brim lower. This boy was also in the promotional video. His name was Naoto Shirogane. I bring myself to high alert. He said, 3 of us.
You know about us?
On hearing my question, he smiles cynically.
Did Mitsuru Kirijo not inform you? I don't merely know about you. I was there at the airport.
Oh.
The Kirijo group seems rather lax for a multinational corporation, allowing a machine to act autonomously and take command. To be frank, watching you fills me with pity. Perhaps the kindest thing to do would be to give you a merciful end.
Pity?
Your existence is inherently a deception, isn't it? You're a machine, and a weapon on top of that, yet you look human. Those who meet you think you're human. You even seem to believe it yourself. Truly pitiful.
I have no answer to this. As much as I don't want to believe it, it's all true.
You were built to consider yourself human in order to activate the ability to wield a persona. Your appearance and your heart are only prerequisites for that power. I'm sure you've realized it already. You will never find the means to cross the gap between the human heart and your mechanical frame. No matter how much you want love, you'll never earn it. At best, people grow fond of you.
He sounds as if he knows for certain. I hang my head in spite of myself.
The more I consider the matter, the more I genuinely pity you. I'd best hurry up and put an end to your pathetic life.
Now Tozan draws his gun. Because my eyes are lowered, I'm slow to react. I already knew that we had to fight, and yet I curse my carelessness and quickly stand back up. Yay, kämpfen. Okay, Teddy sein Storyzeug hat nach Szene 9 aufgehört. Oder bei Szene 9. Kann sein, dass das bei Aigis ähnlich ist. Dass wir da auch demnächst wieder so ein To-Be-Continued-Zeug haben.
Finally.
Here comes the detective. I saw you. That looked like a severe impact. Blood damage. Persona, fire. It seems one side is beginning to dominate. Here, fire. One rush after another. Persona, no, vicious assault. There. Persona, this is true. Fire evaded. Here I go. Will it push on through? Attack, Athena. Persona. Here I go. Please hit them down.
Ich mag das Moveset von Aigis überhaupt nicht.
Okay.
Persona, upward. Now looks like they're finally getting serious. Upward. No. Attack, fire. No. Damage. Defense has been shattered. Fire. No. Aim. Your armor's thick. No. The opponent's still standing. I see you.
Okay.
Here I go. Has the battle been decided? Upward.
I'm sorry.
Mit Aigis komme ich gameplay-mäßig überhaupt nicht klar irgendwie. Now Tozan slowly gets up. Jetzt auf einmal steht da She. Now Level 22, nice. Sehr gut. She's staggering and still slightly dizzy. I watch carefully for any change in her behavior, but I am surprised by what I hear next.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? The mastermind behind this tournament may have some means of fogging our senses. Were you suspecting that as well?
Yes.
Seeing me not, now Tozan smiles.
Then we are in agreement. Its aim appears to be to make friends fight one another. Though it's a mystery to me as to why it would do such a thing.
Now Tozan brushes some dust off and walks toward me.
But the battle is over and the interference has been lifted. Given past examples, the pattern is clear. How about it? Why don't we talk things over?
I have no objections. Now Tozan seems to understand everything. I nod my head, relieved.
I am Naoto Shiragane. I work as a detective. I agreed to act as an observer for the police regarding the special cargo, met with Kirijo-san beforehand, and accompanied her to the airport.
So that's how you knew about us. I recall seeing you in the introductory video along with the other competitors.
They're good friends of mine. I attend Yasogami High, the same school as them.
I see. So after you finished your business and returned to your hometown, that video appeared on TV. Is that correct?
That's right. At least that's what I should say if I wanted to feign innocence.
What?
The real reason I came here is because I was tailing you. It was for a secret investigation.
For who?
Naturally, I cannot reveal my client or what their aims are, but I'm sure you have your own secrets to keep. What do you think? As long as we're in the same boat, why not cooperate?
I become tense when she mentions her secret investigation, but that is not important now.
I see. It would not be wise to continue to stand in each other's way in this situation.
I accept Naoto-san's hand and we shake.
How much do you know about this world?
Your friend told me it's a realm formed by human thought. In which case, why a school?
This place varies according to people's mental state. When someone enters it directly, they have a much stronger effect on it. For a normal person with no persona-based resistances, a dangerous situation will arise where their shadow goes berserk. That happened frequently in the case I was involved with last year. This false school may have something to do with it.
I consider Labris. According to her specifications, she should be able to use a persona. But did this come from her mind? Why a school? And why Yasogami High School of all places? She has no prior knowledge of the place. She has never even visited Inaba. But if that girl is Labris, she undoubtedly has a heart. It is possible that something like what it is possible that something like what Naoto-san suggested could happen.
I assume you have a theory already?
Yes. Thank you very much. I believe I'm slowly starting to understand what's going on.
I look down the path ahead, but before I go, I turn and ask Naoto-san a question.
Would you mind telling me something? Why did you tell me about your secret agenda?
I suppose because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
A wry smile spreads over Naoto-san's face.
Given that I cannot leave here and must trust my friend's fate to you, it would be unfair to continue deceiving you. But not only that, you carry out your duties with little care for your true appearance. You and I are not on equal grounds there.
My true appearance?
Consider it a sign of my respect for that. I still seem to have a soft spot.
Naoto-san's smile fades and she looks at me solemnly.
Aiga-san, I ask only one thing of you. Please save my friends.
That is my intention.
Thank you. I'll wait here, secure in knowing that.
We nod to each other. Chi-san, Kanji-san and Naoto-san are all so different, but they are connected by a strong bond. Knowing that fills my heart with warmth.
I am curious though.
Nicht
When you
determination.
refer to your true appearance, do you mean the fact that you are a woman?
What?
Am I mistaken?
Oh, well...
Your clothing hides it, but my sensor scan shows the body measurements of a human with female proportions.
What do you mean? How much can you see?
Suddenly, Naoto-san loses all of her composure and turns red as she covers her chest with her arms. What happened? I don't think I said anything to warrant such a reaction. Just then, General Teddy interrupts over the monitor.
Hey, enough with the chit-chat! Hurry up and move on to the next!
Would you like to know your current measurements? From top to bottom, they are...
That's quite alright.
Never mind, little old me. Please finish that line of thought. I demand it!
How did we get so off subject? If you're going to go, please hurry and leave.
She yelled at me. I must have said something rude. That still happens every so often. An innocuous remark can greatly upset someone. I must keep practicing. I climb the stairway and notice a silhouette in one of the classrooms. Looking carefully, it could be that student council president, Labris. I will be relieved if I have caught up to her so soon, but the hand I raise to knock on the door inadvertently stops. Wait, could she be my next opponent? She wasn't in the promotional video, but neither was I, yet I am being forced to fight in the Grand Prix. But there's no point in worrying about that now. I cannot change the path I take, nor the opponent I must face. I prepare myself and knock lightly on the door.
You're that girl from before.
The girl turns and notices me. I set foot in the classroom. There's no immediate interruption from General Teddy. It looks like he has not scheduled a match between us. I breathe a sigh of relief.
What are you doing here?
Ain't it obvious? I'm cleaning up the classroom. It's no picnic, what with people running wild and wrecking things.
She takes down the chairs piled on top of each other and lines them up. After a few runs, she takes a breath. Though she's complaining, there's a gentle smile on her face.
But I guess this is all in a day's work for a student council president. We'll look back on it and laugh, right?
You seem like you're having fun.
That's because I love my school. Even the chores are fun for me. The reason I wanted to be president is because of that. Though it can be rough when things get out of hand like this.
But it's dangerous here. You must leave at once. Won't you come with me?
She seems confused by my words and tilts her head to one side.
What? You're worried about me? Hey, I'm the president. And you might not think so to look at me, but I ain't no slouch in a fight. I'll be fine.
No, that's not what I mean.
How should I put this? She still has no idea of the danger. She walks up next to me, takes a long look at my face and giggles.
Your clothes are pretty out there, but I can see you mean well. Thanks. Some of these students won't listen to a word I say, but I feel like I gotta be here. No, I wanna be here.
Even if it puts you in danger?
You're really a drama queen, aren't you? Who's to say I'm in danger for sure? Besides...
Her eyes burn with affection for something dear to her.
Even if you're right, I'd want to stay here.
There's no need to test her commitment. It is consistent with the fact of this world being created. Then, is she human?
I always wanted to go to school with everyone, just like normal. That's all.
Does that imply you couldn't do so before?
You're asking me that now? Honestly, back then,
She stops abruptly. I wait patiently for her to continue, but her face twists with suffering.
Huh?
She puts her fingers to her temple. Her knees begin to buckle.
What's wrong?
Weird. The past, How come it's...
She begins to fall and I catch her. At that precise moment, there's a strong reading from my fingers as soon as I touch her. It's so strong, like touching a hot stove. This is the same reading as when I first stuck my hand into the TV. It is coming from a personality module, a piece of lost technology called Plumes of Dusk by the researchers due to its shape. I have one inside me as well. This is not merely strong evidence, it is conclusive. There are still questions to be answered, but this girl can be none other than Labris. At the very least, she's not human.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm not feeling so good all of a sudden.
Haie. Kenne mich nicht aus. The memory she's trying to access is causing conflicts with the current level of awareness. If she tries to remember, she will not be able to maintain her mental state. The memory is The memory is that charged. I hold her close and wait for her to calm down. But her reaction does not improve. It gets worse. She shakes violently as if electrified. Suddenly, bright lights burst in front of my eyes.
What?
Something flowing into me. I quickly let go of Labrys, but it does not fade away easily. Images I don't recognize flow together in my head, one after another, at incredible speeds. Ah!
Are these Labrys's memories?
But ach, Blumio. Blumio höre ich nicht so. Neue Fanta-Flasche. Keine Ahnung, wie die aussieht. The torrent of data finally subsides. I analyze the data to find out what happened, and then I understand. It did not flow into me. This data was already dormant inside of me. I am the last number of the anti-shadow weapon project. I inherited all the data from the previous models of the same type, both tangible and intangible. Labrys's memories were part of it. Normally the developers would not upload data into me that was unrelated to battle, but the Plume of Dusk is a black box. Sieht echt so aus. Bisschen unnötig irgendwie. It's possible that something was transferred somehow through that. Thinking about it, that might have been the reason I thought I saw Labrys at the airport. My glimpse of the newly awakened Labrys caused my buried records of her appearance to be called. Perhaps that is what happened. Jo, die blaue sieht interessant aus. Was ist die blaue? Kann ich nicht erkennen. Unfortunately, the memories I have just accessed are in complete disarray. I can't just flip through it like an album. The video records were not in chronological order, making them useless in their current state. However, there was one memory that left an impression on me. The sea, that cerulean sky and lingering clouds, the emerald blue water. All of the other memories are of cold mechanical rooms or the night sky, but this one is different.
What was that just now? Huh?
Labrys staggers as she stands up. Before I can ask her anything, she abruptly shakes me off and runs out of the classroom.
Wait!
I tried to chase after her, but after only a few steps I tripped over my own feet. The information overload has prevented me from making any sudden movements. I fight through it, dragging what feels like several times the weight of my legs when...
Are you sure you want to take that girl out of here?
Blau. I stumble to a stop and look around, searching for the hidden speaker.
This is the only place she can fit in. No one will understand her once she steps outside.
Ich glaub, die kenne ich nicht.
But she can't become human either. So she has no other choice but to wallow in this illusory school. Pitiable, isn't she? But this is the only way she can be happy.
100
Are you
Zitronen.
going to take that from her?
Nicht schlecht. I stop suddenly realizing the answer to my question and catch my breath in my throat. Nicht so gut. Holunder schmeckt gut. Zitrone schmeckt gut. Sollte ganz gut sein. This voice. It's mine?
What will you do after you take her from here? Lock her up in a box again? How cruel. No wonder she ran away. Ran away? What are you... You don't mean... You finally figured it out? Lapras wasn't brought here by some sinister mastermind. She escaped on her own and came here. That can't be. The suspects in the hijacking case... I'm sure you've seen the opponents you fought so far robbed of their sanity. Have you forgotten already? You're saying that was Labras's doing too? Yes. Her heart gave birth to this world, and that power is one of her abilities, from some special equipment. With a power like that, wouldn't it be simple to control a number of ordinary people?
It's true that the hijackers were confused and that there were signs of some mental interference.
It does seem strange to go to so much trouble to come to a place like this. If she did in fact do this, then she must face herself. What gives you the right to say that?
Suddenly the tone of her voice changes. She speaks very gently. Musik. Speaks very gently like a parent correcting a child.
You've experienced suffering before too. It pains you to have a heart, knowing that you can never be human. Even if there was someone you considered to be worth fighting for, you can't be a real companion to them. That's why you chose to protect them as a weapon. But in the end, you still lost them. What do you know about me? Mere words will not cause me to abandon hope. A brave bluff. But a tool like yourself can never be a true partner for a human. Doesn't your heart yearn to be by their side and to be loved? It hurts so much that I wish I could go back to how I was before I gained a heart. Has that really never once crossed your mind? I think not. That pain will never completely disappear. It will always fester inside you. Isn't that right? Even if you take Labras away, the same will happen to her. She'll become just like you. Is that a fate you want for her? You see, here you can have anything, as long as you look away from the truth. That doesn't just go for Labras, but for you too. Even the things you have lost forever. Here, you can have them back. What are you?
I cut myself off, realizing that I am becoming fascinated with the voice. This isn't good. I cannot let the voice deceive me. I must get its speaker in my sights first. I carefully attune myself to the source of the voice and quickly turn in that direction. But the person standing there is me, or rather something that looks like me. At first I think that the overload is still affecting my senses, but that is not the case.
I'll take away your suffering. Now, take my hand, Aegis.
No, I smile and extend out my hand. I feel sick. This is very confusing. I don't know what to do. My mind advises caution, but my heart doesn't listen. But all of a sudden, a door opens in the corner.
Pardon my interruption of this seemingly trivial conversation.
This unexpected event brings me back to reality, and I realized that I was nearly seduced by its promises. On a second look, I can see a woman beyond the door frame. That distinctive blue dress. I recognized the attire of an elevator girl. Her name was Elizabeth's son, I believe. But why is she here? Elizabeth walked right in and stands in the center of the room. There's nothing outwardly abnormal about her pose, but it is as imposing as a battle stance. She opens her thick, leather-bound book, then smiles dauntlessly at the other me.
Excuse me, but I would like a word with this lady over here. Would you mind leaving?
Who are you?
If you don't leave the two of us, I must resort to giving you a hearty thrashing with my book.
But
It's a hardcover, leather-bound edition, and is quite powerful. Enough to do over 4 digits on average, I'd say.
what? Without warning, the pages from the open book overflow with light.
What? I don't believe this.
The other me's face flinches in pain and she vanishes into thin air while spitting a curse. Did she cease to exist? I can no longer pick up any readings on her. The tension leaves my body and I collapse to the ground. While I am there, Elizabeth walks towards me. I first met her 2 years ago. Her attire is somewhat strange, but the place I met her was even stranger. A blue room. That is the only way to describe that mystical space. Its residents called it the Velvet Room. I do not believe it is at all part of the real world. There, Elizabeth was one who governs power. She helped me to grow spiritually by introducing me to the power of personas. I never imagined that she would leave that room, let alone that I would run into her here. Yet her appearance here has saved me.
I'm sorry for that. Thank you for saving me.
Did I save you?
She stares straight at me, then lets out a long sigh of disappointment.
I was on a journey for personal reasons. But I sensed some extraordinary powers clashing against each other and came to see what all the fuss was about. Only to be met with this bitter disappointment.
Was labert die? I am baffled by her candidness.
Please stand. Have you already forgotten the enlightenment you gained before me once? Has it escaped your prodigious goldfish-like memory? It seems that I must once again ascertain what you are truly capable of.
Eh? She speaks in tones as if she's engaging in everyday conversation and opens her leather-bound book again. I suddenly feel the deadly force of her intent, fierce as a gust of wind. Something about me has disappointed her, I know that much, but I clearly have no time to ask her what it is.
Well then, here goes. The cards will decide your fate.
Was? Was? Kampf? Ernsthaft? Kampf? Komische Story.
Let's change things first.
Down!
Damage! My attack.
Yo.
Severe impact!
Evaded.
Your fate is in the cards.
Summon impressive.
Persona!
My attack.
Yo.
Emergency!
Pardon me.
Fire!
Here
Der
is
fliegt ein Papierflieger im Hintergrund.
Please look above. My persona.
My
Won't you
uplifting
have
light
some?
damage!
Oh, no.
Fire! Persona! I failed.
What?
Right
Oh,
now!
no.
I failed. I failed. Ignite!
Impressive. What?
Strike!
Impressive.
Persona, rise up! Fire!
Oh, no. So this is your proof of growth.
Okay.
Well done.
Elizabeth stands from a kneeling position. Though she lost, she did not so much as break a sweat, while I, for my part, am detecting strain on my entire drive system. I can see myself lacking the energy to even speak, reflected in Elizabeth's clear eyes.
You are indeed neither man nor any ordinary machine. You are truly singular. But then can anyone be said to be the same as anybody else? People anguish over the gulf between themselves and others, and the lack of any who could possibly understand them. How is their situation different from yours? What defines life is not death, but bonds. That is the answer you once reached. Then take that to heart and go forth. Remember that your bonds will remain unbroken, giving you the strength to withstand any suffering.
My bonds.
I, too, am currently on an endless journey. But I anticipate that you will become a compatriot of mine, unbound by the limitations of time. I hope that you will not be led astray by trivial things. With that, I bid you good luck.
Kein Problem. Nicht schlimm. Elizabeth bows and finally shows me her smile. Immediately after, she turns on one heel and walks towards the hallway. I suddenly remember.
There are rules to this tournament delineating behavior after a match.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed. I shall be on my way.
True to her word, she leaves the room with no trouble and closes the door with an exaggerated slam. Those walls were nothing to her. But come to think of it, Labrys didn't seem subject to those rules either. Do they only apply to participants in the tournament? No, in Elizabeth's case, it simply does not matter to her.
She remains a complete enigma.
I find it amusing, which allows me to feel more relaxed.
It may be true that this world can grant one's true desire. But I want Labrys to see past herself to a world where other people matter. Even if one discards their bonds to avoid pain, all that awaits is a numb, desert-like future with no promise. I thought as she did once, so I'm sure I can understand her.
I too felt the same as Labrys when I went through an incredibly trying ordeal. If there's no one to stretch out their hands to her, she'll hide herself deeper within her blockade. Labrys has fallen into a trap she cannot escape on her own. That is because the key to extricating oneself is the realization that one is not alone.
I want to form a bond with Labrys, with my sister. I want to teach her things that she cannot learn if she is alone.
Saying it out loud helps to strengthen my resolve. I change my approach and focus on searching for a way to save her. Still, that thing that looked like me. Was that what Naoto-san meant by a shadow going berserk? My own shadow. Thinking of it that way sheds some light on things. Of course I can control my persona and have some tolerance for this world, but the heart cannot easily be stabilized. If the same thing happened to Labrys, I suddenly realized the dangers involved. I impatiently suppress these thoughts and dash out to the hallway. I follow the path formed by the invisible walls. Eventually I climb the stairway to the third floor. There seem to be no walls here, allowing me to go as I please. I can tell the end is near, and so I prepare myself. Soon I stand in front of a room that has a sign outside saying Announcement Room. The door is half opened. I can sense someone inside. I cautiously press up against the door and peek around it. This is an announcement room as the sign indicates, but the space inside is much larger than the classrooms I have seen. The equipment here is also closer to that of a TV studio than what would be found in a school. On top of that, the back wall is made of glass, showing a view that is clearly not a schoolyard. Taken together, this is the first distinct sign that this is not the real world. As I expected, Labrys is here, standing in the middle of the room. There's also another boy and girl as well. The girl is holding Labrys' shoulder and the boy stands in front of the pair, protecting them. Across from them is General Teddy. It seems this is the end of the line. But I've seen that boy's face in the video. Yosuke Hanamura-san, I believe. I'm not familiar with the girl's face, but I do recognize her distinctive voice. It's the same voice that has been commentating on the fights along with General Teddy on the school PA. From the tone of the commentating, I thought she was working with the general, but right now she seems to be on Yosuke-san and Labrys' side. I recall what Chie-san told me. Chie-san said that she, Rize-san, was originally their friend, in which case she may actually be another victim. General Teddy gives a cruel smile, squints his eyes and speaks.
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh?
Wo ist General Teddy heute? Keine Ahnung. General Teddy's voice and tone have undergone a remarkable change. Listening closely, this voice is... so it finally reveals its true form.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault. That's not true. You still refuse to remember? Look at me and stop deluding yourself.
Anime. Yes. Ich glaube, den haben wir schon gesehen. Oder? Ja, den haben wir schon gesehen. Ah!
I am a shadow. The true self.
No way. That's... She has my face.
But the face is the only thing that is the same. The rest of her body is covered in metal. There's no doubt that it is man-made. Labrys lets out a short scream and backs up.
Stop! I'm not like that!
Calm down. It's just taking that form to agitate you.
Yosuke is frantically trying to calm a confused Labrys. It's just taking that form to agitate you. That's what he says, but is that really the case? I have my own suspicions.
No! Taking that form, huh? Well, you have a point. I do have the power to confuse people's senses, warp what they're seeing, twist what they're hearing.
That's how you made my senpai fight each other.
Of the things you're seeing right now, which do you think is real and which is fake?
The former General Teddy, no, Labrys' shadow breaks out into a grin. Labrys, meanwhile, is crying in fear as she holds onto Yosuke's sleeve.
No, I'm not like you. I'm human, aren't I?
Huh? What do you mean?
I can see that Yosuke does not know how to answer this sudden question.
And how did I come to have these special powers? Why, it's because I have them.
With that, the shadow snaps its fingers. At once, static like that on a poorly tuned TV starts appearing around Labrys and slowly envelops her. I enhance my vision. Nothing is happening to Labrys's body. It was my own vision that was clouded, or had been until now. Soon after the noise dissipates, an inhuman-looking girl is standing in her place.
Huh? A robot?
Metallic arms and legs extend from her uniform. Thrusters on her back spread like wings. It's just as I thought. Her body is identical to that of the shadow in front of her.
Look, that's what she really looks like. It's her who's been deceiving you all from the start. Not only you, but herself too. She really thinks that she's a human living a normal life at school.
To reinforce her make-believe as real, she prevented herself from accessing any memories that could contradict that. She even sealed away her own name.
No! Stop! Why are you doing this?
Kindly hurry up and remember me. Remember yourself. It's pretty rude of you to even forget your own name.
No! I don't want to remember!
Huh. Is that so? Looks like you still need an extra push.
The shadow grins evilly and swings the enormous axe at Labrys, or actually at Yosuke-san.
Yosuke-senpai!
Before the axe can complete its arc, I am already in action. I must intervene. Neither Labrys in shock at seeing her true form, nor Yosuke or Rize-san are prepared for the attack.
What the?
I deflect the strike with the metallic part of my arm. It was heavier than I anticipated. The battle axe is a giant lump of metal that blocks most of my vision.
A girl? Wait, you're a robot too?
I turn my head to Labrys and look straight into her shocked eyes.
You must remember, that is the only way the future will open up to you. You must accept it, no matter how painful it may be.
I tell her her name in a clear voice. Her official name, which includes something no human has, a model number.
Your true name is 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labrys.
Labrys quivers violently, as if an invisible arrow had pierced her chest. To be continued. Im wichtigsten Part fängt Zeug wieder an zu lecken, ne?
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
Labrys' story is now available. What? Nice. Da muss aber noch mehr Leute da sein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da muss noch ein zusätzlicher Charakter muss noch da sein. Ich nehme vielleicht an von Elizabeth, weil die ist im Endeffekt auch ein Charakter, der... Ja, die ist im Endeffekt auch ein Charakter, der eine Persona hat. Ah ja, knappe Stunde haben wir. Fangen wir dann nächste Woche mit einem neuen Charakter an. Entweder Labrys oder Mitsuru oder Naoto oder Yukiko oder Yosuke oder Chie oder Kanji oder Akihiko. Besonders, die hat ja... Diese Elizabeth hat ja... Warum sind ein paar ganz rot? Diese Elizabeth hat ja auch gemeint, die hat irgendwie eine eigene Aufgabe, eigenes Ziel. Warum sind einige ganz rot? Das sind dann die Leute, die einen Vor- und Nachnamen haben. Da ist dann der Vorname rot und der Nachname halt weiß. Und die einen Eigennamen haben, der nur ein Wort ist. Da ist halt nur das erste. Der erste Buchstabe rot.
Your own social links will gradually develop. The power of these social links is what will determine your persona's abilities.
Koma. Ja. Also, wie fahren wir denn noch? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 und eventuell noch eine 9. Story. Und dann die restlichen, die wir jetzt schon gemacht haben, die 3 noch fertig machen. Okay.